Sales is a game, and to win, you need a solid strategy. Acquire your tools and learn to win at the fine art of sales. With over 40 years of sales expertise selling luxury items to the top of society, Scott Grosclose shares with you exactly how to get to checkmate and win. Here is Scott Grosclose.
Hello, welcome to Up Yours. This is Scott Grosclose. Today's special guest is Roby Tout, and Roby is not only a client, but a dear friend. We're working on his speeches, and he's going to be doing a lot of public speaking in the near future. He's a wellness expert, I guess a wellness guru, maybe, is what you could call him. He's just written a book called The
Simplicity of Wellness.
The Simplicity of Wellness.
Right.
I have a copy. I've been reading it. It's good. Lots of interesting stuff. When we were working together for the past month or two, we kind of came up with a little catchphrase, the 15-second rule.
Yes, I like that.
That's a good thing. So
I like it. That's really good.
Yeah. So, Roby, what is it that you do in your clinic? Tell the people what that is.
We help everybody to improve wellness, whatever your need is. First of all, we do weight loss with nutritional counseling combined with neurostimulation with a special protocol that we use to send signals through to your body to create blood circulation, detoxing, muscle rehabilitation. Combine it with good nutrition, combine it with detox days, cleaning days, cleans out your system. We're getting incredible weight losses, and even for children. We had a lot of kids gone through our programs. At the same time, our therapies can do so much more. We can use our therapies for muscle pains, injuries. We can use our therapies for muscle strengthening.
Okay, let's dive into that just a little bit deeper. So you're talking about a protocol, which is in essence kind of a software program for this machine that you guys actually have created and manufacture and sell. So you walk into a clinic, you put on the people in the area where they're injured, or in case of wanting to lose weight, where they have belly fat. You put pads on them and you hook them up to your proprietary machine and you turn it on for 20 or 30 minutes and it stimulates the muscles. I've had this procedure done many times by you. It's kind of interesting. It feels a bit odd because it's back and forth alternating and it makes the muscles contract and relax. So you have one side contracts and then the other side contracts and back and forth. And I've heard you describe it at some point as an effortless workout. Can you explain what that means?
It does, because again, it's so versatile, because you will think, oh, that's for lazy people. They don't want to work out. They go and lie on the machine. That's so far from true.
Although that's not a bad thing for me. There are people out there that might enjoy that. Let's not work out. Let's go lay down for 45 minutes and get the benefit of a very significant workout.
Well, we actually had in Los Angeles, we were on CBS. They made a story of us there on our clinics, and they called it "You Lose While You Snooze," because people actually fall asleep on it.
Yes, I have.
Very much. A lot of our clients do.
Very
so
relaxing.
The frequencies creates blood circulation that immediately pumps oxygen to your brain. So when your brain gets all this oxygen, your brain is very normalized, balanced, relaxed. So that's why one of the reasons people fall asleep on the protocol. And then it releases endorphins, which helps for pain. Yeah. Any pain in your body, wherever it comes from, endorphins shuts down that pain levels. Then it goes into the body. It creates blood circulation. Blood circulation is the essence of life. The moment you start sitting and you're not getting enough blood circulation, because we're all into the pattern of sitting, we're eating, we're watching TV, we're in front of computers, we're in a plane, we're in the meetings, and we're in dining, whatever. It's sitting, we're in a car. And then we go to bed and sleep. So our blood circulation starts slowing down tremendously as we live. Normal young little kids run around all the time, so they don't have that problem. But as normal work, and especially with the computer industry, where we sit in front of computers all day, your blood circulation doesn't get activated, and the blood starts moving slowly through your body. The blood circulation is purely a transportation vehicle in your body. It takes the food from your stomach to your toes, to your ears, to your nose, to your brain, to every living organ in your body. So when that circulation starts slowing down, those organs, those areas of the body doesn't get nutrients. So they deteriorating. Then also we breathing in oxygen. The oxygen's in our lungs, and that oxygen has a job. The oxygen needs to go through the body and supply oxygen to every living cell in your body. Just think of your body. You're alive. So if you open that body, you will see there's trillions of little cells. Every little cell, I explain it to my patients, every living cell is like in a laboratory. There's little people sitting in that cell working, rejuvenating, fixing the body. Now, they need water. They need food, those little people. They need oxygen to fix your cell. And so how do they get all that stuff? Through the blood, transporting it and taking it to them. So if you have low, slow blood circulation because of your lifestyle, those little cells is not getting food. Those little people in those cells that's supposed to repair you is not getting food. So they're dying off. They're deteriorating. So all of a sudden, you lose all these beautiful muscle that you had on your legs, on your calves, on your body. And your body becomes less muscle because they're dying with deterioration of a lack of blood circulation for your body. And all of a sudden, the fat inside the body is like wheat in your garden. You need to pluck it all the time, but it just grows without water, without rain, with nothing. I know living up on a farm in South Africa, my dad had corn and potatoes on his farm. And the biggest job for a farmer is to get rid of the weeds because they just grow. And they will destroy and kill the corn and the crops and everything. And that's the same what the fat cell does. The fat cell in the human body is like an alien. You don't want it, but it's there. It's in your body. And it lives. It just lives with nothing. So if your muscle groups doesn't get enough nutrients and your organ doesn't get enough nutrients, the fat is just growing, destroying that body inside. And it accumulates and just destroy. So through blood circulation, we will rejuvenate your cells, will transport oxygen, nutrients, blood, everything to those little people in the cells, and they will rejuvenate yourself, and you'll stay young and beautiful and healthy. It will just stay, and it's not, on one part of your body, it's your whole body will rejuvenate. Without blood circulation, you're on your way out. You cannot live. But then I didn't tell you about our second frequency. We live in a world and a universe where we breathe in every second of this moment. We breathe in toxic chemicals in the air. Those chemicals is toxic. If you could see the chemicals that you're breathing in right now, you'll be shocked. So we're breathing all these toxic waste, and your body needs to detox. One signal on our therapy, our protocol, it sends sharp signals through. So it detox those chemicals, because the chemicals, once it hits the body, becomes acidity. The acidity then deteriorate the body from the inside. So our therapy will help you with the blood circulation to de-stress. So that's number one benefit. Number two benefit is the detoxing will allow them to detox so their skin looks more purified, more beautiful, more perfect. And number three, which is our third program, we call it muscle rehabilitation. Muscle rehab. It tightens the muscle groups. So the muscle rehab, the detox, and the blood circulation together is absolutely perfection.
Beautiful.
We have one of our clients that has become one of our treatment locations. This lady is an orthopedic surgeon. And she came on our treatments because she was so impressed of one of her patients that she treats that actually became my client. And she said, what are you doing? You're healing in front of my eyes. He said, I'm going on this therapy. She said, I need to check it out. She came into our clinic and she said, I want to sign up this treatments. I want to experience it. She bought treatments from us. She came in as a client to inspect how we do this. What do we do? Then she realized there's a secret in that protocol. She started bringing me one by one her clients, which is anybody, old people, young people, kids. But she's also a doctor for sport injuries in Las Vegas. So she started bringing me her soccer players, her fighters with injuries. She operates, she's a surgeon. And she started bringing me her patients that she just had surgery on. She will bring them into my clinic and they will be still raw, 3 days old patient, surgery. Now that she experienced my protocol, where she wants me to work on her patients. Well, to make the story short, she said, no, I'm not sending any more clients for me. I want to buy your equipment and I want you to train me. So we did it. So she's one of our treatment locations inside her medical clinic and orthopedic clinic here in Vegas. So she doesn't need to refer them to me anymore. She does it herself, and she's just so fascinated. I spoke to her the other day, and she said to me, Robbie, we're doing a test on this one patient of mine that cannot walk. And with your therapy, we find every day better and better muscle movements. She said, I don't want to say she's going to walk, but I think it's going to happen. And she's an orthopedic surgeon. So it's very interesting. You, the person out there, we all have our needs. The one is a little overweight, the other one's got this problem, the other one's got this problem. I had a patient yesterday at my clinic, and this man is not old at all. He's in his early 60s. He can barely walk. He's so obese. He walks around with catheter because his bladder is not working anymore because of the obesity. He's in severe pain. He cannot lie down. He cannot breathe. And it's all through his problem, is the obesity. He's about 100 pounds overweight. It's just a mess. And I said to him, I'm going to help you. If I can't help you, then I have to close my clinics, maybe go sell cars or sell furniture or something, because then I'm not doing my job. I am going to help you. He had tears in his eyes. He said, I can't believe it. I said, I'm going to help you. And I am going to, because of my knowledge on nutrition and my therapeutic treatments. It's just a miracle.
Obviously, there are a lot of people that are overweight. So let's talk about weight for just the last bit of this podcast. You told me a story when we first met about a year ago about a young boy in South Africa that came to you with a significant weight issue. And you used your protocol, your machines on him, and you put him on your very special diet, which you describe completely in your new book, The Simplicity of Wellness. We'll give that a plug. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that patient and what you're doing for people that have chronic weight issues pretty much from the time they're adolescent right through adult life?
You know, what happens is a lot of kids grew up overweight. And some of them pull through and lose weight and become stars, but a lot of them don't. And that's so sad. Because when you're young, you need to be happy. There's children around you. You need to play sports. You want a little girlfriends or boyfriends, whatever. You want to live the life of a normal kid. But when you're overweight, you're always in the backseat because people look down. The other kids look down on you. They bully you. They hurt you. It's horrible, the times when kids go through that. And then, unfortunately, their only pleasure left there after being bullied, they go home and eat lavish food. Normally not the best. The lavish one that's normally tasty is all the pies and pizzas and burgers and fries. We all like that stuff, but they don't just like it. They climb into it and live on it. With that bad lifestyle of nutrition, the sadness comes in because your brain goes malnutritioned. So the brain goes into a state of depression. And then the worst thing in the world is that mirror in your room. When you look at it, you say, is that me? And then what do you do about it? You get more depressed. You're a child. There's nobody to help you. What do you do about it? You go and eat more. You get more weight on. You get more depressed, and more bullied on, and thrown out of society, because we live in a very plastic society where if you're not good looking, they don't think you're good, or you're not anywhere. So it's a horrible situation. Then you grow older, bigger, and if you're a boy, you can't get a girlfriend because they don't like you because you're fat. And then you can't wear sexy, beautiful clothes because nothing looks good on you because you're fat. And you can't run on the sports field because they laugh at you because you're overweight, you're fat. And it's just horrible. And the only thing left then is that bedroom of yours or the TV lounge where you just sit and eat and eat. And the more you do that, the more you're getting worse. And the worst thing about it is that your brain is not getting proper nutrition. So the brain goes unstable, suicidal, depressed, aggressiveness, killing, everything horrible. And then the next step from there is normally drugs, because something has to take me out of this misery. My life is miserable. I was a young kid and I had a weight problem, so I know what I'm talking about. And I'm working with a lot of children here in Vegas. But the one kid that I have here in America, in Vegas, is actually working for me now at one of my clinics. He was a child at the age of 13, and he is not very tall, 70 pounds overweight at that young age. His dad's a single dad. The mother and dad's not married. The mother doesn't live here. She lives in another state. And the only child makes it even worse. So this child was bullied, and his dad's a businessman, and he's a good businessman. But what does that mean? It means he works. It means that child's at home alone after school. Now he goes to school, he gets bullied. He goes home, he's so depressed, and his dad's working. What happens? There's money, so the food comes in. Fast foods. Dad can have more money. Sure, just go ahead. Just make yourself happy. The child get more beast. This child, when he was introduced to me, was like such a sad story. He couldn't look at me. He couldn't look at anybody. When you talk to him, he will sit with his head down, facing the floor. And my heart was so sore because that was painful. And I said to his dad, my promise is I'll fix your kid. So his dad came for the first 2 weeks with him to my clinic. And after that, he felt comfortable just to drop him off. This child has changed. He lost 65 pounds at the age of 13. He converted into this bubbly new child as his weight came down. And I said, you have to look at me when we talk. You have to smile. You have to look at people when you talk to them. And he changed, and he started playing basketball. He started making friends. At the one time he was on my clinic on treatment, and he was on the phone. He couldn't get off the phone. All these girls just want to date him, and all the friends. Now I know how many children like that is out there. It's sad. And then I also know there's not very much help out there, because we do have the world we live in, the society, where you cannot tell a child he's fat. You cannot tell anybody he's fat or needs help. But if you can't tell a person they're doing wrong in school, how will they correct it and do right? If you can't say, let me help you, I can help you. And that's what I do. So children is very important to me. Anybody is important to me, from children to old to young to fat to thin to whoever. When my patients is into my clinics and they're with me, they are my specialty. It's like a piece of artwork. I want to help you. I want to give you exactly what you need. But the obesity and the overweight that we have in the world, and especially in the United States, we die young of heart attacks, cholesterol problems, blood pressure problems. The kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, the heart, the brain doesn't get nutrients because the blood flows so slowly and gets blocked with bunches and bunches of bad nutrition. We need to help this world. When people are so unhappy with themselves, they are unhappy with their neighbor, the children, the co-worker, the loved ones, and they're nasty, they're negative. A negative word destroys this planet. Our biggest job is to make people happy.
Your book, The Simplicity of Wellness, describes a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. You make especially clear that this isn't a diet because people start and stop and bad diets and things.
All the time,
They just don't work long term. The next time we do our podcast together, we're going to be talking about the book and the 15-second rule, which is kind of a hook there.
Yes,
So we get people interested in that. In closing today, one of the things you told me that really was impactful was when you explained to me why overweight people, the doctors don't like to give surgery, because when they open up, you have all that bad food, which I think you called garbage.
Yes.
So explain a little bit of that. And then next time we get together, we're going to talk in depth about your program.
Okay. You must ask yourself this question is, if I carry body fat on my body and it gets bigger and I get fatter, what is inside that fat cell? Why do you get so big and so fat? Why? Is it fresh air lying there? No. It's old, rotten, dirty, stinking, viral, infected, rotten food lying underneath your skin. It's like going to a trash can and throw beautiful food of today in there. It's gorgeous. But you throw it in the trash can, you close the lid, you leave it. A month later, you open up and you see the mess. That's what's happening in our bodies. We don't see it because the skin covers it. But that's why doctors doesn't want to operate, because when they open up that skin and all that rotten, toxic mix of chemicals that you would have found in a trash can is lying underneath your skin. And your organs actually lives inside it. Your heart, your kidneys, your liver, your whole body lives inside that trash. So doctors doesn't like to operate on overweight patients because once you open up that skin and that trash reads the oxygen, it spreads an infection and runs through your body instantly and kill you. Very many people die of that.
I've often wondered, when they say there's a risk of infection, I'm thinking you're in a sterile room, they scrub up, all the scalpels, everything are sterile, they're wearing masks, it's a very clean room. It's kind of, what are the chances of getting an infection in that environment? But what you're saying is that the infection is inside.
The infection's inside, you just need that oxygen. If you're overweight, your body is more trashy and dirty. That's why I believe so much, and I do it with all my patients. I put them on a detox day where we force the body to detox and clean out. Because any waste, anything that comes through your mouth that doesn't detox and doesn't get used becomes toxic. So that's just fancy words, toxic and detox. It's actually just pure trash that lies underneath your skin. If you can feel your fat with your hand, what is that? What is in fat cell that bounce around underneath your skin? It's toxic old trash food. And that's 95% of our sickness in the world. Infections, organs backing up, cancers. We have also discovered with the COVID situation, a lot of the patients, not all, but a lot of the patients that died was patients that was overweight because the COVID virus was breeding inside that trash conditions inside the body. If your body is clean and detox, that's why I do the food fasting, all that nice stuff to clean out your body and detox, wash your body and clean out probiotics, enzymes to clean out inside. We in the shower and we wash and we say, oh, we clean. We're not clean. We're dirty inside. And that makes us bloated, fat, sick, kills us, destroys us. So our bodies needs to be washed through the inside.
You talk about water. And one of the things I really liked what you said, I'm asking if Crystal Light lemonade or unsweetened tea, and you said, would you wash your car with that?
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people say, well, can I detox my body by drinking green tea? Green tea is a wonderful product, and I really believe in it. So I'm not doing it down. Then I asked him, no, you can't. You can drink green tea, but I wouldn't think you detox of it because detox means wash. We need to clean you out. So I said, okay, take your shirt and wash it with green tea. Or wash your car tomorrow with green tea and see what will happen. There's nothing wrong with green tea, but it's not water. Water is the only thing that can purify and clean your body inside and detox you.
And people think, I'm going to go eat lunch and I'm going to order a Diet Coke so I won't have any calories.
No, well, you're getting a little bit less sugar, but then you get all the horrible aspartame inside there that destroys actually more than sugar. The aspartame, they reckon now, it's not completely proved, but they reckon a lot of the dementia comes from loads and loads of aspartame that people are using. It's poisonous chemicals that you drink with diet sodas and diet chocolates and stuff. If they take the sugar away, they have to put something else in there. And that's sometimes more toxic and dangerous than the real deal.
You have clinics all over the world, and certainly people can look them up and come in to get treatments, or actually in Las Vegas, it's cheap enough to come for a week and get a hotel and go through a whole week of programming with you. But most of our listeners are looking for solutions they can do where they're at without buying any new equipment. So the purpose of this podcast with you is to each week bring them tips and tricks and new concepts that they can use to improve their life, improve their health. And we're going to get in depth each week on a particular set of things for that week that we can do. But to start with, just explain the 15-second rule so that people can have a taste of that, so that next time we get into in depth, they'll be interested and anxious to learn.
Okay, sure. The 15-second trick is so interesting. I like that. It really is. It's so simple. It's actually so simple that it's too simple. The body is designed in a way that if you have a normal metabolism, not a super active metabolism, then the body cannot digest when you put two energy food groups together. Now, unfortunately, most people don't know that saturated fats, any animal product, is an energy food group. People believe you have to going to run the mile that you need pasta because it's going to give you energy because that's a carbohydrate. So carbohydrates is designed to give you energy, yes, but saturated fats gives you energy, yes, as well. So the problem is when you combine those combinations together, two energy food groups cannot work in the body. It gets stuck. The body, it gets so confused. Instead of taking the nutrients and service your body, make you more pretty and more healthier, more beautiful, that you can be the nicest man out of there, the nicest person out there, that nutrients get stuck in trash in the fat zone. If you have a super overactive metabolism, it happens the same, but it doesn't store. Your body goes in super activity and get rid of that food. So you're actually on malnutrition. So our biggest secret, and I'll go that in detail when we discuss my book, is don't combine saturated fat and carbohydrates together at the same time in one meal. You can do everything, but give them 3 hours apart. The body takes 3 hours to digest and clean out. To give you an example, if you want to eat a steak, yes, eat it. But don't eat it with a potato because that's a carbohydrate. But can I never eat potatoes again? No, that's not true. You can eat it, but don't combine it with saturated fat. I'm just a small little example of many more that I can tell you all about.
Excellent. Nice thing about your 15-second rule is that it works not only at the dinner table when you're in a restaurant ordering on a menu, but even while you're in the grocery store. You take that 15-second rule when you pick something up off a shelf, you look at it and you're looking not so much at the calories, maybe not so much even at the sodium, but you're looking at the carbohydrates.
Yes.
And you're trying to decide when you can eat certain things. And the nice thing I like about what you have evolved is that I can eat the things I really like, but at the right time.
Yes. Like I spoke to you a little bit earlier and told you about this child that lost 65 pounds at the age of 13. I never gave him a diet, never. We went to do the split up combination. The child never followed any diet. He just understood what the system is, how the body works. You will find a lot of countries in the world that has never been fat is now getting fat because of a lot of the international franchise food companies are opening there. And then the person in the street will blame them and say, hey, since McDonald's is open here, everybody's getting fat. Let me tell you, it's the combination that you eat. I can go to McDonald's and don't eat the bread and just eat the burger, which I love sometimes for myself, and eat the sausage, cheese, egg McMuffin. and don't eat the bread. And I can eat 2, 3 of them, and I'll be satisfied and happy, and I'll be perfect, because the saturated fat from the meat and the cheese and the egg works all together. And the little slice of tomato, onion that comes in there is neutral, and you can eat it, but you cannot eat the bread with that. But there's times where I just want to eat bread. I will wake up in the morning and I said, I feel like a slice of toast. I buy my bread in a way that it hasn't got saturated fat in it. Most breads don't have saturated fat in it, but you still have to look. And I'll put some saturated fat butter, jelly on it, or I make a saturated fat egg omelette. So I'll tell you all about that when I discuss the book. You can really eat everything and be very healthy. So it's not just to lose weight, it's so much more.
Well, there's our hour. This has been fun.
Yes, very much so. I enjoyed it.
I think people are going to really benefit a lot from this series of podcasts. And again, this is Up Yours, which is kind of a takeoff. My consulting company is Next Level Consulting, and I want people to level up their game. So Up Yours is kind of the tricky name to get people to watch, but I hope that they will up their game.
Absolutely. Well, that was absolutely fantastic. Well, we know it's so needed. The world needs it so badly.
You don't have to look far to see that.
Yeah, and again, it's not just looking at overweight patients. It's the people, the kids that's not overweight, and they don't have that problem because they have a super fast metabolism. But they eat that combinations, and then the brain doesn't get enough nutrients. They go in depression. Look at all these suicidals. It's horrible, and it's because of a lack of good nutrition.
Eat better, you'll look better. Look better, you'll feel better. Feel better, you'll do better.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You got it.
Thank you, Roby. This has been fun.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening today. Tune in next time for more strategies and success. Until then, up yours.